I have a lot to talk about, apparently. It's Sunday, April 4th, 2021. Um, First, I just woke up. Um, I needed sleep, and the house was quiet. So I just didn't have an alarm set, and I just slept after I got home from work after a while. Woke up, was hungry, ate something. I thought, oh, I could probably go back to sleep for another couple hours, and then wake up on purpose and go to the meeting. And I didn't go to the meeting. And I just slept through until it was over without even realizing it. I woke up, saw that it was way too late to go. It was over. And then just went back to sleep. And then didn't wake up until like just a little bit ago. It's like now it's 11:30, but then when I woke up it was like closer to 10:30. And I guess I just laid there for a while and just I looked at Facebook and stuff. I'm only whispering because I don't know. I'm trying to be quiet for other people. So, I was thinking about how I see things and it's like I don't know what they mean, and I just guess at stuff. And my current guessing and mood, based on what I see, is that goes back to my underestimating, my trouble with estimating, my trouble with guessing. It's not that I guess wrong. Well, I do, but it's not always the problem. It's more that I undervalue, underappreciate, underestimate, or overvalue, overappreciate, overestimate. I don't really get how concerned I should be or more attention I should be or give to whatever's. It's like, is this a problem or this is not a problem? I don't know. I figure it out eventually. And it's like most of the time I just don't want to be, it's like something just out in the world, part of the real world. I just mostly operate it as like I'll do whatever it is I can just so I'm not bothered by it later. Like taxes. It's like I really got to do that, just because I don't want to be bothered by it. And I know it's easy to do, and I've got the paperwork, and there's nothing wrong with it. It just means I have to go talk to somebody and go to an office and have them look at stuff and have them do stuff. And it's like I have to sit there and, they ask me questions, and I don't always know the answers to the questions, and I, you know, feel on the spot and just kind of stupid, and it's embarrassing, and I don't like it, and I have to sit in a chair, and it's just with the stupid mask on, and it's every year, and it's like, come on, and I get money back, so it's not like to everybody else, or a lot of people, it's like it is a chore for everybody, but I don't know. You'd think like, oh, I'm getting money back. I should be happy about it. I should be like, oh, it's like a free paycheck. And it's like, no, it's stressful. I don't like it. Okay, anyway, moving on. And I guess the other thing, which I mentioned in the last one, was it's approaching Monday. It's approaching after the weekend. And it's like how much this has even changed, since the original concept, which is a story which hasn't been told. Well, it has, I guess. Yeah, just about continuing a conversation that had been put on pause, and because I wanted to keep it going, because I was afraid if I didn't keep it going, it would, go away, and I would lose it or lose my place, and yeah. So anyway, and then how it's changed, and we've talked about that a little bit. So I'm not going to talk about it now, but it definitely has changed. Yep. And it's like now what I'm talking about is the prospect or potential of introducing somebody new to my world, to myself. And my thought today was about how I will not try to be who they want me to be for them. I'll just be myself for them, and to the best of my ability, and be the best of myself that I can be, and I know how to be of myself, and that's all I can do. You know, 'cause I really have to catch myself like trying to play to them. It's like I find out stuff about them and then try to, you know, incorporate that and integrate that into my, you know, psychological profile, and it's like start to, you know, act like the person who I think they want me to be for them. I have to be careful with that. So I will do it unconsciously. I will see what is missing in their life and then try to be that missing thing. It's not even, I just do it unconsciously. I don't mean to. It's, and I don't know if other people do that too. Maybe they do. Represent themselves as something that they're not, to get attention or to be liked. I'm guessing everybody does that. But I don't know. It's like, and this all started like, I guess it's since I started with the night shift, you know, over a month ago. And I don't know if they were there when I first went into, I think so. I think they were already on the night shift. And, you know, because I was already kind of looking around, seeing who was working, because I'd already seen a number of people that I was used to seeing, but I was only getting to work when I was seeing them at the end of their shift. And it's like, you know, some of them I knew by name, some of them I didn't. Mostly it didn't matter because, you know, I just, you know, they were only there for an hour before they went home for the day, and I was just arriving for my day. So now I'm working among them. So I took the time to kind of look around and get to know some of their names. Not that I have much interaction with them, but you know, the one who, you know, what was her name? Sophia. You know, when I was in the back hallway, I took the time to introduce myself. You know, went back. I think I've talked about that. And you know, she asked me if she could pay me a compliment without it insulting me or something like that. And yeah, and she did. And it was odd. I forget what she said. Something about being a pretty man, because she has like a Hispanic or Latino accent or whatever. A very pretty man. And I was like, okay, thank you. And it was just at like 1:30 in the morning at Kroger in the back hallway. It's like, and it's like, what do you say to that? It's like, I said thank you, and then that was it. And I learned her name, and she learned mine. And since then, it's like, yeah, I know your name. And it's like, but there's nothing between us. You know? So there's no real there's, you know, we're all doing our jobs. So, and we all have our little spaces and stuff that we work in, our own little zones and bubbles, and there's very little overlap. But no cause for conversation, which works great for me because I don't want to. I just want to do my job and be left alone, and it's great. I like it a lot, except for when people talk to me, and it's like, no, let's not do this. But some people I welcome more than others. I can be welcoming, but most people just, you know, I just can't. I just no. So, but then the one that I'm talking about, or about to talk to about, is you know, she caught my eye. You know, attractive, young. You know, I don't know how old. Younger than me, I know that. And you know, I just noticed, and was I supposed to notice? I don't know. But you know, it's just, the store is quiet, the store is dark, and there's just less distractions going on. And I just noticed a person there, and it's like, I kind of wonder, it's like, oh, I wonder what brings them to this, you know, neck of the, you know, woods, or the Kroger area. And I don't know, the story of their life. I wonder what brings them to where they are. And I'd heard from John that, because he had had actual conversations with them, that they were like a really nice person, and he would share a little information about her with me, and her name, and then but I've got my own stuff going on, or at least I think I do, and or I act as if I do, and so I just kind of was like, nah, well, yeah, I'll just file that away. And time passed, and I got the impression, and I noticed that she was making like what felt like unnecessary trips past my area. It's like, because I remember the person that did her job before, when I would see them in the mornings when I was arriving, they would make one pass, one back, to deliver the reduced items down to where the milk and dairy section is, and that was it. But then this person, she's making like 3 or 4 passes, and it's like, is she forgetting things? Is she taking things down? Maybe it's her way of doing things, or maybe stuff has changed as far as procedure and policy, and they make multiple trips now, or I don't know. But every so often I would catch little glances, or little, I don't know. Like, it seemed to me, like, even to me, like I noticed something. And I was wondering if it had anything to do with maybe, because I try to remember that it's not about me, 'cause I tend to think, myself-centric, of course. And now nothing's really about me, sort of thing. I try to remember that, but every so often something is about me, and then I'm confused and caught off guard. It's like, what? But nothing's about me. So, then John, I forget exactly, but he was like, mentioned that, well, if because I had mentioned the person that the story about just sort of being in a quasi limbo and not really understanding, just not knowing. And well, I got this person that's like actually in physical, real world, and I can actually talk to and see. And I guess John picked up on what he needed to pick up on, and he just kind of probably mentioned that to her, and without my permission. I didn't tell him. He just took it on his own. And then he mentioned something about something, and I mentioned the age difference, and I was like concerned. It's like, oh, obviously she's too young, so that makes it easy for me. I can just be like, oh, she's too young. No. And he was like, well, some girls don't have problems with that. And I was like, and just kind of wrote it off. And apparently he probably went and talked to her, and he came back, a couple days later, and it's like, no, the age difference is okay. She doesn't mind. I'm like, dang it. I think I still was like, I've still got this other, this other thing I've got. It's like I'm acting as if, acting as in, it's like, to me, like, it's real, I don't know if it's real, but I'm acting as though it is, or have been for a long time now. So anyway, I guess it was wearing on me, and I guess that was probably a couple days before, and then John came up and was like, other people are starting to be interested in this person. So if you were gonna make a move, you should probably hurry up. And I was just it's like, no, that's okay. And he seemed a little frustrated with that, and he was like, you just don't care, do you? And I was like, well, I do, but, and it's like, so I was still doing. And then just all the while, other things are happening, and influences and concepts and thoughts, but there's just and stress, and then injury too. So just everything has a little say in the matter. And so I guess it got to Saturday, just this past Saturday, April 2nd, Autism Awareness Day, World, or International Autism Awareness Day, which it was somewhere in the background, but it has nothing to do with anything. Except it is, or, I don't know. But, I don't know, how did it go? Oh, yeah, John just walked up to me, and I think this is how it went. Because he knew by then that I was still, debating or deliberating stuff, and I wasn't going to be coming to any sort of conclusion anytime soon, and I guess some sort of answer was wanted or something. I don't know, and he just told me that this came up, just told me some things that apparently she had said about me. And very complimentary, and so at that time, in my mood, and I just decided to, because it had been a while, and I guess I'm just tired, so might as well, because I do worry about hurting people's feelings, or letting them get involved in my life, and then I decide or change my mind, or I don't get feelings out of them or from them or for them that they might want me to have for them. I just don't get, or don't have, or maybe or maybe I don't want. I don't know. I haven't, but I won't know until I try, or I won't know until I get to know, and give them a chance, or let them give me a chance, or however it works. But I just know that on that particular morning, Saturday, April 2nd, 2 days ago, I was in the mood to go try and talk. And it took me a couple hours, because there was work to be done. But I thought about it, and I decided, well, might as well do or try this instead. Because otherwise it's just more of this, just more of nothing. This is something. I have my writing, and I have my meetings, and I have my writing, and I have my meetings. It'd be nice to do something different than that. I don't know. I think so. So, on that morning, I did go, and since it seemed like there was a request, or a prompt, so I went over there, and they weren't facing my direction, and they seemed like they were listening to music. So I just kind of walked over, and was like, just kind of announced myself, just said, "Good morning," in a loud voice. And I almost didn't say it loud enough, because I didn't think I got their attention, but then I got their attention. It might have just been that they saw that there was a person standing there, but they looked up, and they had a kind of a deer in the headlights moment, and just caught them totally off guard, totally surprised. And I don't know what that look on the face was, but I started talking, and I don't know what I said, but I mentioned something about, when it would be a good time to talk. Because we're at work, we're not here to talk. That's my thinking on it. But I asked, when is their next break? And they said that they'd already taken their break and their lunch, but they have another break coming up. And it's like, did I want, it kind of left room for me to interpret if I wanted them to, hey, do you want to go take a break and we'll go talk, and I don't know. But I was like, you're working. I didn't want her to be off schedule or do anything, different than what she's used to. So I was just like, well, we should talk, and when's a good time? And I was like, so anyway, ended up just telling her basically to give me her number. It sounded like that. It must have sounded like that because I just was like, the way I talk about stuff, it's like I just assume it was already going to have happened. So I just, and she played along. I just suggested that she give me her number so we could talk, and so it made sense to her, and it was something that she wanted. Apparently, it was, she didn't have to. I don't think I came off as intimidating. I don't think. So she gave me her number, and I sent her a text, and she sent me one back, So, and she seemed, real. I don't know. But I asked her what time would be a good time to talk, and she said, she told me a little bit about her weekend and her work, and she said to call her after the weekend, because then she was like something about an apartment, and it is Easter, or it was, and so I guess calling her after the weekend, which is Monday. And yeah, I have one word to describe. I'm just terrified. And it's not because I'm afraid she won't like me, or well, kind of. And I'm afraid of rejection and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm, I hope I like her. Because I don't know her. I know nothing about her except for just those little things that I picked up, and none of those things are, well, everybody's got stuff, but I don't know what her stuff is yet. I don't even know what the tip of the iceberg is. So. My first one was like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know. Because I have a personal thing against them. And they might be like the best band in the world for, but to me it's like, I don't know what it is, but I don't even remember why it is. But I just decided a long time ago that I didn't like them, or I have a bad memory associated or something. I don't know. But I'm not a fan. I mean, there's just some of their songs, so I'm allowed not to like things. But that was like one of the first little details. And it's like, yeah, I don't like that. But, that's okay. Finding the humor in things. Not taking everything so seriously. So, anyway, I am nervous, and I will approach with honesty, and also, of course, extremely a little bit, terrified of, the whole, alcoholic or person recovering from a state of alcohol, or what are the words? The words. And autism. And just how it is. I think I'll just, just be myself. I won't be a label. I'll just be myself. I won't be a label. I'll let them get to know me. And then, quickly, I figure if, it is something that is mutually agreed on that we want to proceed with, it'll just kind of happen naturally, that it just gets brought up and I talk about it, because that's what I do. There will be no hiding. Oh no, there will not be any hiding. So, and then as far as like introduction or initiation, whatever you want to call it, orientation, uh, like Facebook, YouTube. What? No, I don't think this exists. I mean, I'm pretty pleased with my archive, or archive work. Um, what I've got, written, what I've got recorded. Um, but as far as like letting anybody else see it on purpose, and also, yeah, and they're at work, they would be able to, like, tell other people, and it's like, no. I don't like people that are actually in my real world around me to know much about me. People anonymous, it's okay for people to know stuff about me. But people that are really physically around me, it's like, I don't like giving them that much personal information. And because I don't want them to ask me questions about it. And like, I don't know. It's like, it's not secrets. It's just personal or privacy. And it's like, only here in this environment do I feel like I have any say in the matter or control over the information. Because this is my information. Stuff about me, stuff I think, stuff I feel, stuff I dream. But I wouldn't want any of this to be a part of my mainstream out there, where people can be like, I feel like I, get taken advantage of. It would get used against me, not to my benefit. Things taken out of context, people would be hurt. People would find ways to be hurt. And then there would just be no end of trying to explain. And it's like, no, it's not about you. And it's like, no matter how much people try to make things about themselves, no, I'll tell you. I don't hide things very well. If I don't like somebody, they will find out. They just have to wait a little while. So, and most times if I just don't talk to somebody, there's a very good reason. And other times when I don't talk to people, there's no reason at all. So it's like, I don't mean to leave people guessing. It's just, I don't know. This is going on. I don't like to let these things go on for too long. Maybe it take a while to upload. But anyway. So there hasn't even been a conversation yet. I have not even talked to this person. I haven't even gotten a name yet. But they are, an attractive young woman. And she seems to like me. So, is that enough to start? I guess so. I guess that's how normal people do things. Or how just people in general, And like, I think her aesthetic is attractive from what I've seen. Just a little bit of the vibe. But, I've only seen just a little bit. So, who knows? I did notice the Umbrella Corporation shirt. So that's a plus from me. So anything zombies. So that's cool. That's extra. That's bonus points, over top of, kind of like, it's like way up there. Like Sam Raimi points. So anyway, I guess I should go before this hits half an hour. So, and with everything else, nope. But I guess I'll see what happens. So, anyway, half an hour per